Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of From No Crypto to No Crypto. I'm your host, the Crypto Coach, Blockchain Wayne. Today we're joined with Ian from Freckle. Ian, thanks for joining us today.
My absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me, Wayne.
Absolutely, man. We've been trying to coordinate this call for a while, so great to have you on. Definitely want to learn more. I mean, Freckle's got a long story that we're going to get into here in a second, but before we jump into that, man, can you tell everybody a little bit about your background, kind of what led you into working in this Web3 game space?
Shoot, where do we start? My background's in entertainment and media and advertising. TLDR there is I made a short film in college with zero aspirations to enter the film industry. The film was a big success. It brought us to Hollywood. I started my company there, which was just a small production company that started to grow by doing videos for big startups to help them raise money via Kickstarter. So in the past, we had worked with, big brands that now are so massive everyone's heard of before they were big brands. So I'll name a couple like Dollar Shave Club, which had a absolutely viral initial first video that helped them raise millions. We worked with Wag Walking, which now is, one of the biggest dog walking and, pet hospitality groups in the world. And at the time I was doing this, we were just three guys in a studio apartment in Hollywood, willing to make this content for such little capital. But we were able to take back end on their fundraising using our content. And that's what allowed us to scale, get agents and build our production company. So next thing you know, we're represented by the biggest ad agencies in the world. We're doing deals with Fortune 500 companies, and production just took off and was going amazing. I picked up a number of Emmy Awards. An even more proud accomplishment was a Peabody Award for Welcome to Chechnya, which was an HBO Max documentary. So we did amazing work, commercial, not commercial, documentary, meaningful, life-changing stuff, and then stuff that just helped sell things. But during this time, I started to get jaded of the industry. I started to get tired of how things were done. I started to think that brand relationships deserved a different through line to the audiences. And when the pandemic hit, I decided to hang it all up and start a new company, which was pretty much based on interactive entertainment and how we could sell consumer products through entertainment that was backed by brands. We called it See Now, Buy Now. Like, how can you, Wayne, who is inspired by something they saw on an episode on Netflix, just directly purchase what they were inspired by? And one thing led to another. Co-founders got changed over, our investors changed over, and then Web3 happened. And I started getting asked to speak at Web3 events about the future of advertising, the future of entertainment. And here I was feeling like a total poser on the main stage at NFT NYC, pitching something, an ideology, an ethos, a mentality, and not being professionally invested in it. We had an interactive video company, nothing Web3 related. I had crypto bags and NFTs. I was stoked on where the industry was going. And I decided, hey, I could pose no longer. I could LARP no longer as a tourist. It was time to, invest in the space personally, in myself. And that's what we did. And in spring of 2022, we pivoted our company from interactive content to gamifying Web3 experiences, whether that's collecting data, whether that's minting tokens. It's just creating an interactive and entertaining experience around whatever Web3 KPI you're trying to knock down. And we started that all off with an amazing activation at the very first NFT LA, an event that I actually produced. We had a massive booth, a huge presence. Folks from Disney kind of saw what we were doing and asked how we can start talking about making a deal. And we were able to kind of launch our company's digital presence with a May the 4th, which is, we just had our 2-year anniversary of the event, a May the 4th Be With You Star Wars live stream with Disney. So I went from producing content for brands like Disney to hanging up my production company to once again producing different types of content for the same brands that I had been established with for years and years.
Nice. That's interesting. I didn't know that whole backstory, so it's interesting to hear a lot of that, what came to be. And so, let's dive in. I mean, Freckle. Tell everybody what Freckle is now. And man, let's talk about the journey, because I know it's been happening for a few years, right?
Yeah. We're definitely one of the most consistent content creators in the space. And like I said, it all started May 4th, 2022 with that live stream event. And we've kind of moved far away from what that live stream is in terms of like what we do now, but we're actually heading back in that direction, which is a really, really cool way to sort of like talk about this journey. So after the live stream, it was so successful. We had thousands of people play from all over the world, and the feedback, and because Web3 had already this amazing like feedback loop generated and established with founders, creators, and audiences and participants and holders, we got an amazing feedback loop of this was so awesome. When's the next event? Like, how can we do this again? Like, oh shoot, I missed this. Like, is the next one around the corner? And we were like, oh my God, we had only thought as far as we could see, which was this May 4th event. We knew it would be successful, but the goal was for us to be a live stream company. Like every couple months, partner with a huge brand, a blockchain partner, a Web2 partner, give away a big prize, and do it that way as a special event. But we also realized that that amount of time in between this and that is plenty of time for everyone to stop caring about us. And the Web3 attention span being, that small, we knew that we had to come up with something and something fast to keep people engaged while we were building up to that next event. Because building a relationship with a brand like Disney typically takes longer than 4 weeks. And we were very lucky that I had the relationships to expedite that process. And it still didn't give us everything that we would want out of a partnership like that. But hell, right. I'm not going to say no to launching with Disney, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I looked at my partners, I go, hey, can we take this platform and can we do something daily with it? Can we create like a Monday through Friday game that people could come in and just play for free and have a good time while we're waiting for this next event? Whether this interim experience ties into what we're going to do next, let's just have it. And my partner, my technical co-founder, James, looked at me and goes, yeah, I can do that. He goes, but do you really want to do that? That means that you got to come up with trivia every single day. And I said, hey, if anyone in this world can do it, it's going to be me. Because I'm coming from owning all the resources. I still had cameras, lights, production materials, like an entire studio. We had most of the overhead that when you think about, hey, how are you creating daily content without it costing millions of dollars a year? I figured it out because we're willing to do it all in-house ourselves. So we launched the daily trivia platform 3 weeks after May 4th on May 23rd, and it just picked up enough steam, enough brands on board, enough relationships that we were able to get and collaborations with strong Web3 communities that it just ended up being the mainstay of our platform. And I think that's a beautiful thing, is letting consumer feedback at a very early stage, almost at an alpha or beta stage, inform what your product is going to be at scale. That's a beautiful thing. That's like exploring product market fit with your core audience as it's happening in real time. I've never had that experience with anything else. In the past, I'd worked with a brand for 3 to 6 months on building a campaign. We'd produce the campaign for $1 million. It would get shot into the abyss, and that was the end of it.
Yeah. So creating that feedback loop is important to keep evolving.
Massive opportunity. Only in Web3. I've never seen it anywhere else. Because you can sure, as a brand, go through the comment section of an Instagram, but like, how fruitful is that going to be? Right, exactly.
Yeah. Between the bots and the spammers, you may get a few legitimate comments in that world, right? Just going through
absolutely.
Those comments, yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
And I mean, our goal was always to make it really easy to participate in our experience. That was always it. It was onboarding the masses was a big, exciting thing to say and also try to do at the time. And, we were one of Magic Link's first, 200 customers. We were one of the first platforms to allow people to create accounts with a phone number seamlessly and quietly, creating wallets in the background. Now, everyone does that now. But we were doing it early in 2022. We were very early in that regard. And it's what allowed us to onboard from non-traditional Web3 channels, onboarding from an Instagram ad, onboarding from a Snapchat ad, onboarding from working with a brand like Manscaped, who we worked with, who has zero tie into Web3, but was excited to just work with somebody new, willing to give things away during No Shave November.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I mean, we all know that you wouldn't have had that level of onboarding if like say you would have directed them to MetaMask to sign up to start playing, right? Your fall off would have been great, huge. It's something that we need to see more of. People thinking not just, oh, how can I get the current Web3 world to use my platform, play my game, whatever my product or project is, but how can I bring on the non-crypto Web3 people that don't know anything about this tech and get them to start using it? And we got to start looking at it from that lens, because if not, we're just in an echo chamber.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of brands are doing it now, and we never wanted to remove Web3 away from our core DNA. We just wanted it to be just that, our core DNA. Like, how often, Wayne, are you sitting around thinking about your core DNA? Like, what's like, now I guess humanity is. We're so concerned with our gut biome and our mental health. So now we're definitely a little bit more, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, absolutely. I don't need to know the processes that wake me up in the morning and make me go out there and crush a day, right? Like, I just know that it's there. I don't need to know how my engine is built to put the key in the ignition and drive to the grocery store, as long as I get there. And that was always my mentality with the Web3 stuff. It's the engine, it's under the hood, whatever you want to say. But for those who are, quote unquote, mechanically inclined, for those who can wrench on an engine, who do care about processes, there is more than enough that you can dig deeper beyond just a cursory understanding of our platform, and you can get a lot more out of our platform by connecting a MetaMask. But by no means is it a requirement. By no means are you going to have really lesser of an experience by not doing it. We're just making sure that we're there and always providing something for the community that built us, that allowed us to flourish at the earliest stages. So yeah, we have NFTs. Freckle has an NFT Forever Pass and a Gold Pass. It gives you more tickets when you play every day. Not a big deal. You don't have to have one at all.
All right. But I love that concept. That's what I've been talking a lot when I talk about NFTs is it's not so much what does the NFT cost or what most people think, oh, what's the floor price? What can I flip it for? No, what do I get with that NFT? If I buy this NFT, what do I get? And that seems like, with your NFTs that you have, it's not so much about going to OpenSea to see what the floor price is. It's what does the user get when they buy that NFT? What utility, what perks, what benefits? That's really where it needs. I love it because that's where I see so many things need to move. Heck, I even opened up my talk at NFT NYC this year was we're not going to get anywhere with NFTs if we don't stop talking about floor price. We've got to quit ranking by floor price and instead rank NFTs based off of what do they get, what are the perks, what are the benefits, what is the utility, and create some other kind of scoring system than price.
I agree with that, and it's funny because right now you hear a lot of like the crypto Twitter meta is like no utility. It's like anti-utility. It's how can we just make money fast? How can we dump on our friends fastest? How can we use SocialFi? Like a very, very not sustainable form of, I guess what you call airdrop farming, which I don't think is very sustainable. There's no sustainable, meaningful interactions. You have a lot of cool stuff going on with Blast right now. Not to put them on blast, I actually think they're one of the ones that did it better. Like if you look at Block did it bad, Blast did it better, Friendtech did it bad, is Farcaster doing it better? What is SocialFi really? Meme coins are generally just SocialFi, are they not? Right? So you have this kind of like anti-utility movement, or you have this movement where this meta where the utility is an airdrop, where I'm farming this or that for interactions and then I'm getting rewarded for it later on in a very murky sense of attribution, nothing very direct, right? But I do think that at the end of the day, it's going to all walk back to NFTs as utility, NFTs taking over rewards processes, taking over redeeming rewards programs, loyalty programs, taking over ticketing, like all the things we talked about in 2021 when NFTs as PFPs were, social clubs and access to this or just showing your Jenny well through a picture. That shit's not coming back. It's not. It's not. But you see where like Forbes is putting their eggs in their NFT basket with a highly curated like culture club. You know, I've been having some conversations with one of the biggest ad agencies in the world, and they believe in terms of like how they're interacting and working with their brands, they believe that utility in a rewards and loyalty sense with just blockchain powering everything in the background is going to be really what brings bigger brands back into the fold of Web3 again, very similar to when Starbucks made all that noise with, what was it called, Odyssey, I think?
Odyssey, yeah.
Odyssey. Yeah. I just had a conversation. I was just on a call with Haritos, who is very bullish on rewards programs. So I think the utility game is coming back, but you have to understand, man, most PFP projects or NFT projects that dropped, they have fuck all to offer. They have nothing to offer. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
All good.
It's the truth. It's the truth. And I get very passionate when I talk about it because like when we first came out with our daily trivia platform, we were partnering every week with a different Web3 project, mostly NFTs. And the utility they had to offer was a floor price and was the promise that this thing is going up. And one day, hopefully, you can sell one of your assets and make enough money and feel like that was enough utility. But as the floor prices go down, what utility does a project like Cool Cats really have to offer their holders when the floor, or Alien Friends, or any of these projects, when the floor price used to be 3 ETH and now it's 0.02 ETH? And what do they have to offer? Plushies, shirts, discounted merch?
Yeah.
That's tough utility. And I'm going to catch a lot of flack for my honesty here because the majority of our partners who are NFT projects truly, honestly, only have to offer that.
Right. But that's not where it ends, right? I mean, I say this all the time. Imagine the beauty of being able to take even that NFT project that's maybe on the developer side is dead, but it left in its wake 10,000 holders, right? Imagine you being able to add utility to that by saying, hey, I'm a token gate a certain experience on my platform, and if you hold this particular NFT, you're going to get access or exclusive access or some kind of perk or benefit. I think that's going to be interesting to see. But yeah, talking about full price,
but that's going to tie into. So that's not the NFT company offering utility. That's
right.
Like that's utility vicariously or intrinsically passed down through a brand deal, and that is where it's going to happen. That is exactly where it's going to happen because brands who are going to want to kick off their loyalty programs need to tap in somewhere. The same way that me, when I was starting Freckle Daily Trivia, I needed to tap in somewhere. Where was I tapped into? NFT communities. How did we market our brand? NFT communities. And what was I providing these NFT communities? A special event that they can join, an exclusive event that was capped at 10,000 participants, where they could win all sorts of amazing stuff. And I think now as the bull is coming back, and a number of NFT projects still exist, they're still out there, their communities are strong, their holders are strong, they may not have enough money to offer the utility that they once did. Free giveaway merch, big parties at NFT NYC, but what they can do is partner with a brand and let the brand pass through some sort of utility through the holders. And yes, Freckle is representative of that type of pass-through mechanism, as we're constantly letting new NFT projects connect their wallet to get the same value, the same utility that our holders do. So for example, if our Forever Pass holders earn triple the tickets a day, if we collaborate with the Cryptoon Goons for a month, which we do all the time with Goons World for a month, any of their holders can connect their wallet with that asset and get the same utility for that month. That's nice. That's nice. And if you just think about, okay, now what if it's not Freckle? What if it's Wendy's or Chipotle offering discounted burritos to Goons holders for a month? Now we're talking.
Absolutely.
But all of that is built behind the brands. All of that is built behind brands that have money and something to offer.
Yeah, and that's what I see. I mean, that's definitely a huge future potential. But I talk about all the time, and I've got a particular NFT in my wallet that allows me access to a venue in New Orleans, close to where I live, where I can go use it as a co-working space. I can hold events there as a member without having to pay a rental fee. And then they're also trying to build out a collective there to where they're working with small businesses around, which they issued one called the New Brew NFT, to where if I go into a certain local brewery there, that one of the guys is a member, I can, if they scan my wallet and token proof and I have that NFT, I get one free beer every time I go to that brewery. It's not huge. I'm not making a fortune, but that's utility that so many other places could build in, that to where the collective value, the collective benefit to the user is worth way more than what they initially paid for that pass, or that, that.
Oh, I mean, no, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I use Rebud. The Rebud guys are going to be so stoked I'm talking about them. I use Rebud as an example. And I'm not an ambassador or an affiliate with Rebud. We've partnered with them on a few things, but I'm a holder of their Rebud OG Pass. I'm a holder of Evan Hilton's Pedal Heads. And that has gotten me free cannabis product enough times to where it's like the value speaks for itself. And it's an in perpetuity value. So, I mean, like, cannabis is expensive in California now. And if you want to go to a dispensary, like, and buy things the right way and the good stuff that's tested and branded and whatever, you're paying taxes and all that stuff. Rebud's OG Pass was literally just a way for them to offer people who are willing to invest in their brand early a way to get rid of the taxes. Because you essentially, with your OG Pass, get that same percentage that's tacked on pulled off by being a Rebud OG Pass holder. Then you get to go to their events, which they throw quarterly, and at every event you get a box that's filled with $200 to $300 worth of product. I've got my box sitting back there, and it's come in handy. Gotta say. So I think the best utility I've ever gotten from any project has been tangible, which is why when we set out to create Freckle, it wasn't like about giving away NFTs or shitcoins or cryptocurrency or even cash. It was, how do we connect with cool brands that Web3 people are already going to be into, that we could tap into for also leverage for new audience members. But how do we give away like physical things? How do I like get you an awesome toy or sculpture, video game console? Like, that's awesome, man. Especially in the bear market where we had most of our run. Like, we realize now, Freckle is like a bear market legend, dude. Like, we had insurmountable growth during the bear market, growth that has since teetered off during the bull. We had huge brand deals during the bear market. And we had been doing nothing but offering free content and giving things away. Like I said, the most consistent content creators. Today is our 500th episode. And we're super excited to be celebrating that 500th episode with a new partner of ours, Rug Radio, which we just announced today as well.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a big day. We just celebrated our 2-year anniversary. It's an awesome day. It's an awesome week to be on this podcast.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Great stuff. And look, man, I can talk all day about NFT utility and what needs to happen. Excited to hear what you're doing, but we got to give some time, man. Let's focus back on Freckle.
Sure.
So you told the story of Freckle. So tell the users, what can they expect? Like, what who are you trying to attract to the platform? What experience can they expect when they go to your website and create an account?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so you can play trivia as soon as you watch this. I don't know when you're airing this, Wayne, but as soon as anyone sees this, they can go to the website. I'm sure you'll put it up there, but it's freckle.live. Freckle, like little freckle on your face, .live. And when you're brought to the platform, you'll immediately see that there are episodes available for you to play. So how it works is you'll create an account, super easy. You don't need to connect a wallet, phone number, Gmail, Magic Link. It's easy to do. And every Monday through Friday is a new game. There's 5 questions every day. They're hosted by myself and a number of other amazing hosts that we have. We have John Bailey, the epic voice guy. We've had Leah Lamar, Brooke Bergstaller, amazing hosts. They're going to ask you 5 questions. It's fully interactive, so it all pops up on the screen. If you ever played HQ Trivia back in the day, this will feel very familiar. And whether you get all the questions right or all the questions wrong, the amazing part about our game is you're still being rewarded for participation. So yes, we award participation points here, participation trophies, but it's because you're engaging in branded content. So you'll notice when you go to the website, today, I don't know what it's going to say when we air, but today, Rug Radio, and this week, Rug Radio has taken over our entire platform. So when you play, you can expect branded plugs from Rug Radio. You can expect a video advertisement would click through to Rug Radio's pages and socials and all of that stuff. And because you're participating in that branded content, we believe you should be rewarded. So that's the model. Every day you play, regardless of correctness of answer, as long as you play through the whole game, you're getting awarded a ticket. And you can fully expect to take those tickets into the prize marketplace and see products and things you love or want from that brand that you just engaged with. So there is a sense of connection between audiences and the brand in that, oh, wow, I'll participate in this advertisement if a brand is truly willing to give stuff away. That's what we do. It's entirely free to play. You can go to freckle.live and play right now.
Awesome. So definitely, if you're listening and haven't had a chance to check it out, make sure to check it out. One of the things, I mean, you've been building for a couple of years now with Freckle. What can you talk about that's in the pipeline that's coming? I know you're always, I can tell your wheels are always turning on what to add, what to create more engagement with. So what's coming next?
Yeah, absolutely. So on the heels of our Rug Radio announcement today, we're really excited to start pushing content out across Twitter again with Rug Radio as a creator partner. So my Twitter game show is coming back, Lord Trivia's Hot Seat. It's coming back with sponsors and like big guests from the Rug Radio ecosystem that we're really, really excited about. And that Rug Radio creator partnership is like the start of what we're hoping will be a really, really long-term relationship that helps redefine what on-chain content and entertainment looks like. We believe that we are on two different sides of a very similar coin. Actually, let's call it a cube. We are on two sides of a six-sided cube here, and we're working on figuring out what those other sides are and trying to piece them together. So we're rolling nothing but boxcars at the craps table. And if you play craps, then you know that means sixes and sixes. It's a good hit. So we're really excited to start producing content outside of just our own platform. And we're excited to bring in Rug Radio and their network of creators and publishers into the fold as well. Additionally, we have received a pretty sizable grant from a major blockchain. I know, Wayne, I know you're all too privy of this. You know the deal. You know that we're tying in with FIO and partners that you have over there as well. Not quite yet ready to talk about that. But all of that is getting bundled into something I can talk about, which is a really big event that we're super excited for, that, you know, we're building towards right now. And we're basically going to bring back our live stream events with a new partner. And I guess I can announce it on here. We're partnering officially with McFarlane and McFarlane Toys, the creator of Spawn and a toy company that has the rights to create DC toys, Batman and things like that. If you go to a Target store right now, all of McFarlane toys are in there. So we're working with Todd and his team to do this big Comic-Con live stream event. So nice. So the same way that people tuned in on May the 4th, 2022, played a game live to win a bunch of prizes, we're now going to have probably an event that's 10x the size, completely ungated access. It's free to come on and play. Huge cash prizes, huge custom Comic-Con prizes like one-of-one collectibles signed by Todd, lots of branded partners, and we're really excited to be doing that, you know, as a closing event to Comic-Con. And I'm not sure when this is going to air, but, you know, July 28th, which is the final day of Comic-Con, you'll be able to, from wherever you are in the continental United States, come on a phone, come on a laptop, a desktop computer, sign in and play to win tons of prizes entirely free. And that's sort of what we're building. And this event will serve as the launch and the on-ramp solution to our blockchain grant and our partnership with all these people that are involved. So we imagine that if the event goes well and we hit, you know, even our not even our stretch goals, we will be onboarding such a significant people to that blockchain that it'll make for a rather profound case study.
Awesome. Looking forward to that. Yeah, definitely this will air. Plenty of time to promote that. So definitely looking forward to see what that is and see that that next event take place. Yeah, a lot of stuff. That's why when I first asked, I said, "What can you talk about?" Because I know certain things you can't spill, just like many other projects as well, and certain things you can kind of hint at what's coming. So awesome stuff, Ian, man. It's been a pleasure having you on today. Any final words, man, before we wrap up?
Any final words? Hey, look, guys, go play trivia, go win prizes. It's entirely free. Head to freckle.live. That's it, freckle.live. You could play on your phone. You could play on your computer. You could play within any DApp browser, any computer browser. We make it so easy for you to participate. So if you like trivia and you've never heard of us and you want to give it a shot, really no pressure, no cost, no credit card. Go ahead and just go play. It's a ton of fun. And of course, follow us on social media. On X, we're at Freckle Trivia. I'm personally Lord Trivia. And yeah, man, it's been a pleasure being on the show. And anytime you want to bring me back, we could talk about NFT utility for an hour. I don't care.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll definitely have to work on that. So, Ian, again, it's been a pleasure having you on. Thanks again for joining us today. And thanks, everybody, for listening. And we'll catch you on the next episode. Take care, everybody.